And there is one last thing I would like to talk to you about, which for product functionality representation or so can be very, very useful. So I'm going to add cylinder and I'm going to scale it down. And let's say this should be a hole I'm going to drill through my frame. So for example, this object I'm going to call axis Boolean. And I'm going to give this material maybe this color, like an orange. And I put it onto a different layer so I don't see it. Now I go to the modifier, go to Boolean modifier, find where this object is, change the direction. I would need an edge split, so kind of like what's happening there will be nice and soft and crisp. So now I have better edge roundings. I also see my cylinder wasn't set to smooth shading, so I set it this way. Also give it an edge split, because then the inside will be good as well. Okay, so the whole point of this is, if I go to materials, let's say I call this one bike frame material, which is just, again, the wire texture with the Porsche logo. I'm going to add another material. So you see I can press a plus button and then create more material slots. And then here I'm going to add actually this Boolean material from that cylinder. You can also down here, for example, type in the name. And if I go into the material preview, you can already see that in there now where I had this, or where the cylinder cut something out, I can see that material of my Boolean. And that's a really nice function inside Blender, where if you just want to cut open a part, you can show that type of material along wherever you cut through the geometry. So when I, for example, go to here and let's say I move it to, let's say, there. And then turn the rendering on again. You see the material moved with it. Also, to speed up renderings, inside camera view, you can press Shift B and then draw an area, and then only that part of your camera will be rendered. Or Shift B here, or Shift B there. So if I, for example, with my scroll wheel zoom in, and I only need to work on this part, I can speed up the rendering by just ignoring the rest. And if you want to render everything, just Shift B over the complete camera, and then it selects everything. This is, for example, something I do quite often. So I still have the path-path 2, but what's shaded is still being rendered. But this way I really only spend computation time on rendering what will be also visible inside my camera view, and only that will be saved into an image. And you can have multiple Boolean materials. So if I add another object, maybe let's do this quickly. So this one I duplicate and maybe create a new material. Let's say Boolean 2, and then this one I make green. And then this object I give another Boolean modifier, move it above the edge split. Boolean X is this one. Different, okay. And then here, add another material, Boolean 2, and then click render. And there we can see now that here we have the green Boolean color, here we have the orange Boolean color.